May 1st, 2017, undoubtedly the worst day of my life, as well as my siblings and many others. That day started off like any other Monday. I had just gotten home from taking what was supposed to be my first final of my last semester of college. I made an early lunch and jumped in the shower. When I got out, I had a missed call from my mom. I thought she was calling me to see how my final went. But then I saw I had 2 text messages from her saying, "Call me and it's emergency." My heart started racing and I started shaking, not knowing what was going on or what I was going to hear at the other end of that line when she picked up. When she said my name, I could hear the panic in her voice. She said, "Kels, it's your dad. An inmate tried escaping today. Your dad was shot and he didn't make it. I lost it. I've never referred to you by your name, so I'm not going to start now. But this is to you, the one that tore our worlds apart, and that is to me anything but a human being. You're a monster. I know you have no remorse for anything you've done or the pain you've caused. And I know you don't care how I feel or what I have to say, but you will sit here and you'll listen to me and my siblings. You and I are about the same age, but that's all we'll ever have in common. While I've been growing up and paving a bright path for my life, you've been tearing yours apart. Growing up, I was scared to break any rules, and at the same time, you were constantly in trouble with the law. This past year, while I've been getting an education, you took another person's life. While I am going to go to heaven, you have a special place in hell. We are nothing alike. You've served your time, or you could have served your time and still been able to live some sort of life after your first sentencing, even though that in itself wasn't fair. I believe that when you take a life, you should have to serve your time for life. Instead, you chose to try to make some sort of break for it, even though I'm not entirely sure what you were thinking or how far you thought you were going to get, even if you did make a clean escape. You see, we have all of our family, but my family is just a little bit, actually it's a lot bigger. My family includes all law enforcement and everyone that backs Blue. You wouldn't have been able to stop looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life because they would have hunted you down and made sure that justice for their brother in Blue was served. You've taken 2 lives, injured 2 others physically, and broken too many hearts to count. You don't deserve mercy or even to live. You don't deserve a place to lie your head at night while the rest of us can't sleep. You don't deserve to be served meals while the rest of us can't eat. You didn't even deserve to breathe after my dad took his last breath. And now that you're sitting in front of me, I want you to know that you got lucky. You got lucky my dad didn't grab his gun first and put the bullet in you. You took everything from us, and for what? You're still sitting here.
All of us here are sons or daughters, and all of us have traditions. I had a few with my dad, like daddy-daughter date nights, listening to Kids Bop CDs when driving around, drinking Ovaltine shakes while watching American Pickers on TV, and TD's trips to Menards I once hated. There are also traditions we haven't even experienced yet, and now we never will. Like scaring away the boys I bring home, watching me graduate, walking me down the aisle, our father-daughter dance, and getting to spoil his grandkids. I won't get any of that due to circumstances caused by the man I can't even consider a man. I can't even refer to him by his name because to me he doesn't have one. To me he's a monster, a sociopath with no emotion. I'd go as far to even say he's the devil. I just want you to know that there are things that are going to happen to you where you're going. Things so painful and terrible, you'll wish you got the death penalty, which you deserve.
Judge Heckerman, you and I both know that this man that doesn't even deserve to be called a man doesn't deserve to be sitting here today. He took the life of a man before he even knew my dad existed. Anthony's Walker family will miss him and grieve for him forever, and that alone should be enough to deserve life without parole. Then he went on to kill my dad, shot Pat Morgan, and shot Jerry Britton. Don't forget he even carjacked Amy Kanger. I will personally guarantee you that there are over 10,000 law enforcement officers that want to put a bullet in his head that day and call it good. But they couldn't, and that's why he's able to sit here today. This man left 3 kids without a father, 1 woman without a son, 1 woman without a husband, and 3 of the nicest people on this earth without a brother. My dad was the best man on this earth to me, and I can't believe the guy that gets to live the rest of his life with no physical harm. He deserves no less than death, but unfortunately that's not an option.